Hey, Coach. Dino DeCespedes into the channel. Disappointing result today. Pretty even matchup. When a matchup like this goes 0-0 into deep waters, kind of anything can happen. What do you think this team still needs to do to kind of separate itself from a team like Houston so that you don't find yourself kind of in these deep waters, in these 50-50 matchups?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure I feel we're in deep waters. I feel it was a game that was in balance. I feel they probably had their lion's share and a better performance in the first half. I feel we had that in the second half, and I think the bit that makes the difference between teams that consistently win is the consistent behaviours of what we do. In terms of the brilliant basics, I think that's first and foremost, and making sure we're delivering that consistently right through training, right through a game. I think the pleasing bit for me is whilst we weren't ourselves in that first half, that we came in, at 0-0, and I think that's a sign of showing sort of resilience and a mental resilience to the game, and then to obviously sort of change the momentum and have a slightly different story in the second half is good. And again, it's just frustrating that I felt I'd have to watch the game back, but I felt it felt like we were creating a little bit more. We were spending a lot more time in their half, and felt a little bit like the goal came a little bit against the run of play. And again, they're just like good habits, right? So preparing for transition earlier, clean on the ball. We had big chances, making sure we put them away so that we're not, sort of relying on those last few minutes. What I would say is obviously when we did concede, I thought our adjustment, we brought Kelly on, we went to up top, we tried to play a little bit more direct, and I thought their adjustment to sort of change their mindset and keep believing and keep chasing, I thought was good. And I'd have to watch it back. I'm not really sure what happened at the end of the game. I'm not sure if there was a VAR check or whether everyone just misinterpreted the whistle or whatever it might be. But as I say, the speed of what we're putting some of our strategies in and the adjustments is good. It's just consistency, and I'll keep using that word a lot probably with you guys in these interviews.
And then Caroline stepping in for Rudy. How would you rate her performance?
Yeah, I thought one of the things that we wanted from Caroline was to come and play in the pocket, and I thought when we got into those structures, both her and Alex did that well. And as I say, I thought they did a really good job to sort of like kill the pockets and remove some of our midfield. So we had to find different ways into the game, which was sort of around them or over them. I thought she gave a decent account of herself today.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Dino DeCespedes into the channel. Hey, Sydney, a really good defensive performance today. A lot of the shots that Houston was forced into were from pretty deep out. What did you see defensively that was working well today?
I think, they have a lot of threats. Obviously, they're a pretty direct team. I thought as a back line, we defended the space well together and covered for each other. I think in-box defending has been a huge focus for us, and to just be really hard to beat and really own our box. So, obviously we're disappointed that we didn't get the result in the clean sheet tonight, but I still think, there were some really good performances in our back line, and I'm really proud of our group.
And then from your vantage point on the pitch, what were you able to see upfield from the offense? What was the connectivity? It didn't seem like the same rhythm had been there. Was that more Houston kind of disrupting what you were doing, or something different?
I think, we go into each game with a certain game plan, and we had to adjust in game to some issues that they posed us, whether that was in possession or out of possession. So I think, we're a team that can win and score goals in a lot of different ways. I think that, to your point, like maybe we weren't as maybe connected in distances and in just, connections on the field as we've been in past weeks. But I still feel like from the forwards and from the front lines, we pressed, for 90 minutes. We gave great effort. We created a lot of chances. We had possession in their half for a lot of the second half. So when I look up the field and I see, my teammates working hard and, trying to score, obviously, and to secure 3 points, it's obviously, what we want to see from the back line.
And then Caroline, I thought you had a good game. I asked Emma about it. She concurred, said that you had a good count of yourself today. What do you feel like you did well, kind of stepping into Rudy's spot that you can kind of take forward? You know, WAFCON could stretch out a few weeks here. So anything that you feel good about that you can build on?
Yeah, obviously I'm a little bit of a different player than Rudy is. She's a little faster than me. But I love coming to the pocket, supporting Sid or Aldi in there, being able to get up, face up on the turn, trying to hit the opposite pockets with Alex, taking people on, trying to find the crosses early and behind for Carly. We were a little off today, but I think that's something that we can go back and look on. There's different types of threats that we have on this team, and I think it's important that we can just continue to learn from it. And yeah, I think we had a good performance. We just couldn't get it back the net today.
Thank you.
Thanks, Daniel.